Hello everybody, welcome back to part 2 of this month's edition of the Nitro Corner. Let's get into some analysis now for the WWE. Let me ask this. Does the WWE have too many titles? I would say yes. I mean, I can understand crowning a new champion in the United Kingdom or being the Intercontinental Champion on one brand, the U.S. Champion on the other brand, as long as there's diversity. But it gets to the point, once again, where the WWE has too many titles. And it has happened before. Remember back in the early 2000s, they've had the European title, Hardcore Championship, U.S., Intercontinental, Tag Team, World Heavyweight Champion. Honestly, if you have too many titles, what value does each title have if it's all clustered into one organization? You might want to trim back on some of those titles because once again you may have too many titles and not enough concern for each of them in the very near future. Let's move on now. Let's talk about Sasha Banks. She was women's champion at the beginning of December. Now she's lost in the shuffle as of this taping, involved in the pregame show against Nia Jackson. I can understand the knee injury, but if I was Sasha Banks, I'd be a little concerned because now, once the knee recovers, you're in the mid-card shuffle now with everybody else. What she needs to do is really start to come out. Once this knee is healed and ready to go, she needs to thrust herself right back in the title contention as far as I'm concerned. First off, Charlotte does not dictate the titles. The WWE Board of Directors does. And if Sasha Banks gets lost in the mid-card shuffle, it may be a while before she gets a title shot. So she's really got to bust out of the gates once the knee is back at 100%. So that's where Sasha Banks is at, in my opinion, right now. And oh, what a difference a month makes, doesn't it? Now, let's finally in the WWE, let's talk about the performance evaluation for the GMs. We'll begin with Mick Foley. I will have to say, jury's still out. He's made some good decisions, and he's have made some bad decisions as well. Some good decisions. Booking great matches like Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. But some bad decisions putting Sami Zayn in there with Braun Strowman. Yeah, he won the match, but he gets injured 2 weeks later. And then, of course, you got to figure in Stephanie McMahon. Miss Power Hungry. I'm going to beat my brother Shane. Mick, you better do it. You better do it. Why does she bring him in there in the first place if she's going to try to manipulate him in the way? Mick, the jury's still out on you. Please make better decisions and get rid of Steph. Steph needs to go home. She needs to go home. Forget it. Daniel Bryan, pass. Definitely, he has made some great decisions this year. And that's why SmackDown, along with Shane McMahon, is the #1 promotion right now. And they're an hour less than Monday Night Raw. Think about it. Excuse me. SmackDown is an hour less on the air than Raw is. Raw's 3 hours Monday night. SmackDown's only 2 hours, but yet more impact at 2 hours than Raw does in 3 hours. That's good work for the general manager. So Daniel Bryan gets a pass from me. Definitely. Keep up the good work, Daniel. The Nitro Corner is rooting behind you. And that's it for the WWE. Let's move on to Ring of Honor. Has New Japan Pro Wrestling overshadowed Ring of Honor? Yes and no. Yes, New Japan Pro Wrestling is certainly getting a lot of attention, and rightly so. They're a great organization. Great fighting. Great matches. Great drama in it. And they tell it in the ring. Same with Ring of Honor, but Ring of Honor is losing some talent. They've already lost Nigel McGuinness. They're probably going to lose Kyle O'Reilly because his contract's up. And I can understand them recouping from those losses. They need to, like I said before, bring more Women of Honor instead of every once in a while and then just put it on YouTube. They need to put them out more on television. But I think they're improving their talent, and their cooperation with New Japan Pro Wrestling helps them out as well. So, yes and no on the overshadowing part of it, but I think Ring of Honor will improve in 2017 even more, thanks to the incorporation of some great talent. And speaking of great talent, my next question: what happened to the Ring of Honor television title? Well, I found out that the villain, Marty Scurll, try to get the names right, I'm trying, is the Ring of Honor television champion, and boy, what a great character he is. He is the villain. He already tells you he's the villain. He's the bad guy. He'll smack you with the umbrella. He'll do whatever it takes. Excuse me, as I mentioned earlier, still battling a cold a little bit, so you'll have to excuse me. Back to Marty Scurll. He is the villain, and he's a great villain. And there's a lot of great contenders like Will Ospreay, tremendous talent. Very excited about him. Dragon Lee looks real good these days. He's really stepping up to the plate. So that is what's happened to the TV title. It's now the villain, Marty Scurll. Watch out for him in the near future. And that's it for Ring of Honor, and that's it for the analysis for this month. Moving on now, it's time for trivia. Now, I will not announce the answers to the trivia question on the Delaware Pro Wrestling Report since it's so close to it, but I'll announce it at the next edition of the Nitro Corner on February 19th. So without any further ado, here's this month's trivia time questions, and it's all true or false this month. Number 1, true or false? The Grand Wizard once competed in a tag match in Canada. Repeat, true or false? The Grand Wizard once competed in a tag match in Canada. Number 2, true or false? The first real expose on pro wrestling was the book Fall Guys by Marcus Griffin in 1913. Repeat, true or false? The first expose on pro wrestling was the book Fall Guys by Marcus Griffin in 1913. As I mentioned, I'll have the answers to those 2 trivia questions on the next Nitro Corner on February 19th. Moving on now, time for the time machine for the month of January, from January 1st to January 31st of this year. In the WWE at the Philadelphia Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, January 6, 1968, WWE Worldwide Wrestling Federation title match. In a Texas death match, Bruno Sammartino defeated Hans Mortier. And then in the NWA, Charleston, South Carolina Exhibition Center, January 19, 1984, in a cage match, Baron Von Raschke, Angelo Mosca Sr., and Angelo Mosca Jr. defeated Ernie Ladd, Don Kernodle, and Gary Hart. And that is your time machine for this month. And now, it is time for our newest segment, the Nitro Corner Top 10. For the Nitro Corner Top 10, all the champions are automatically on the top spot. So, to run down the list of champions, of course, the Universal Champion Kevin Owens, U.S. Champion Chris Jericho, Cruiserweight Champion Rich Swann, WWE Champion AJ Styles, Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose, United Kingdom Champion Tyler Bate, Ring of Honor Champion Adam Cole, and the Ring of Honor Television Champion, the villain, Marty Scurll. So here is the top 10 as far as contenders go for any of these championships respectively. Number 10, Pete Dunne. Number 9, Jay Lethal. Number 8, Seth Rollins. Number 7, The Miz. Number 6, Cody. That's right, Cody. Number 5, Will Ospreay. Number 4, Braun Strowman. Number 3, Baron Corbin. Number 2, John Cena. And the number 1 guy in the Nitro Corner Top 10, the big dog, Roman Reigns. And that is the Nitro Corner Top 10 as of this day, January 27th, 2016. The Nitro Corner Top 10 will return next month. And that is it for this edition of the Nitro Corner. Thank you so very much for joining us. I'm Paul the Nitro Skyver saying, so long everybody. The next show will be on February 19th. So long everybody.